I want to say it's a tabby. I'm still learning the cats. This is a pickup for Terrace. I believe it's like Asian food. And it's 0.2 right here. We'll be there about 5:31. Orange cat has many names. Munchkin and Bobtail, I think. Bob something, let me check it. It's known as a munchkin. It's also known as an American bobtail. It's got like 10 different names. I looked it up. The orange cat is classified as many different titles. Munchkin, American bobtail. It's got several. Egyptian, some kind of Egyptian name. I thought it was a tabby, but tabbies have the M right here on the forehead. A tabby cat's a little different. But the orange alone has its own name. The orange cat. It's a very different name. American bobtail is very popular on the orange. Persian cat is also orange. I believe so. The Persian is orange. The Munchkin, the American bobtail. That's three. The orange cat is also known as a Maine Coon, American bobtail, a Munchkin. It's an Egyptian, a Persian. They have many different names. They're not just one name. So the orange cat is Abyssinian, Munchkin, American bobtail. That's another one. The Maine Coon and the Egyptian, Persian, I believe. Those are all orange usually. On the orange cat, the Munchkin, the American bobtail, the Maine Coon, and the Persian. There's another name that they give to. The orange one is the Maine Coon, the American Shorthair. It's also the Munchkin. It's also the Maine Coon. I said that. The Persian, the American bobtail, and I think it's also it's got a name like a Mao, and then a Bengal. A Bengal. They're usually all orange. There's like 10 different names or something of orange cats. What you would find two of the orange cats is the Abyssinian and the Egyptian Mao. And the Bengal, the American bobtail, the Munchkin is another one. The Bengal is one. Maine Coon. There's several different ones. See what happens when you eat your meal?
Oh, it's a terminal? I don't know.
It's Buddha, but it's not. It's just a monk. I don't know which monk, though. Been there since the restaurant's bro. All right, appreciate you. Thank you. She said it was Buddha. It's not.
So Thai people are predominantly, that's the owner.
Yeah.
Thai people are predominantly Buddhist.
I've studied Buddhism.
And she, yeah.
Theravada and Western Buddhism.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not Buddha. It's just a monk.
Okay.
It's like a guy that probably is over a temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would never say that was Buddha. Yeah, thank you. You have a good one. It's not Buddha. She said, oh, that's Buddha. I said, no, it's not Buddha. That's not Buddha. She was trying to say it's for Buddhism, but she doesn't speak very well English, so, or her English is not perfect, but it's not Buddha. Buddha has some statues, but not a photograph. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. I'm not a Buddhist, but I thought it was cool. I'm a raised Baptist. You know, when they say your mission is your family, that's coming out the mouth of a demon. Your mission's Jesus Christ. It's not your family. You know whose mission their family is? That's called the Godfather. It's called the Mafia. The Mafia's mission is their family. Your mission's Jesus Christ and whatever he provides for you. People lose their family just like that. People lose their life just like that. This whole life is a flash. This whole life is just a blink of an eye. Boom, it's over just like that. It's a blink of an eye. It doesn't last for too long. Your mission is Jesus Christ. It's not your family. And don't let any housewife trick you, because they'll destroy the family. Their mission should be Jesus Christ. Their mission should be Jesus Christ, and their mission should be Jesus Christ. It should be Jesus Christ, not their family. If they have a family, they were to steward their family under their mission of Jesus Christ. Your mission's Jesus Christ. Your mission is not your family. It's of Jesus Christ. Let all the pastors know that basically have their wives trapped in their homes. Let them know that their mission is Jesus Christ, because they don't all have their wives now. They had their wives, but they don't have them now. Now they have the mission of Jesus Christ. All right, so we're gonna go 2.3 miles and drop off this Terrace Thai food to your front door. Right, I've been here before. There's a park right here on the other side of Genoa. That's the Genoa Road. Aden Road is right there. We'll just get the park name, because I've been to this park a few times. I think when I did rideshare or something like that. It's off of Versailles. It's Mary and Marvin Leonard Park, which is interesting. It's not Mary Leonard, is it? I thought it was Marty Leonard. Let me look it up, because I think there's a Marty Leonard. There is a Marty Leonard, but this is Mary and Marvin Leonard. It's their park. Versailles is what that is right there. It's off of Genoa. That's Versailles. And that's their park. I think I walked through it. You know what? I've jogged through this park. I used to walk and jog around this park. I remember doing it. I would jog like 3 or 4 times around it, but I don't know how I would have got here. It must have been when I had the Rio. Yes, I would jog down this road here before I left for Maine. And then I would go around this park like 3 or 4 times. They have a jogging trail. It was when I first got my, well, it was a little bit after I got my first Kia Rio. I'd park somewhere around here and I would jog around this park. And it was before I went to Maine. I think it was after my first divorce too, before I found my jogging path. Oh, they've got free books here too. You can do a library thing right here, and you can put a book there and then exchange the book, or you can just trade a book. It's a book library thing. It's a neighborhood library. And then they've got yes, I remember that. When I would jog there, they would play baseball right here, softball right here, and I would jog along this side. I remember hearing them through my shuffle. I had an iPod shuffle back then, and I would jog around this park several times. Very strange that I was led back here. But I would park my vehicle somewhere around here. It was like a safe place to jog, because you run into things like dead cats and stuff along the road sometimes in certain neighborhoods. My cat, that cat that I saw today wasn't dead. It just was badly hurt, and I had to call animal control. It was very hard to look at. I almost stopped in my tracks. I could not deal with it. I went back to my place. I called animal control. It was like a little white peppered cat that was older. Something happened to him. And I called animal control. All right. Hopefully they found him. He was laying in the road looking up at me. But anyway, this right here, I jogged this several times. I think I used to go 4 times around. But there were so many people back then. Let me drop this off really quick and I'll talk about it. It's a pretty interesting little park. It's called Mary Leonard and Marvin. Mary and Marvin. Okay. Hi. Hey, I'm going to set it right here for the 6-foot rule.
That's perfect.
Yep. I'm still living in the coronavirus thing, just in case. The variants are around. Yeah, you'll be okay. Appreciate you. It's always the same. Well, at least it's like a holiday. Then it changes. You enjoy. All right. Okay, I'll talk about this park. So, I'm trying to recall the memory but I think it happened when I first got divorced from Sarah at the White Settlement place, and I came here to find this as a jogging path. And I used to jog it like 4 times around, and I would listen to my iPod Shuffle. That was my first part of the journey when I started losing weight. I don't know if it was when we lived in Ridgemar, though. It might have been. It might have been when we lived in Ridgemar. Because we lived down, if you keep going down here, it's Ridgemar. To be honest, it kind of escapes me a little bit. But I do remember doing it. I remember jogging around this particular park. Like I'd always go 4 times around. It must have been before I left for Maine. And I must have been looking for a jogging spot. And I would park like along here, and I would jog 4 times around, and then I'd go drive off and go eat some dates or something. Some palm dates. And fruit and stuff like that. I was like super healthy. I remember this road right here. Yeah, I remember all of it. Another walking path that I had was right here off of Green Oaks. It was literally like right here. It wasn't, I don't think it was the same time, because I'd only walk when I was with Sarah. I started jogging after the divorce. But my path was down this way right here, all the way down this road to where I'll show you where we lived. And I used to listen to Radiohead on the iPod Shuffle, and Paranoid Android was one of the songs I'd play, and a lot of other songs too. There were all kinds of songs, like songs from the Smiths, and all of them were like bootlegged off of like MP3 sites. It wasn't, I don't know if it was, no, it was an iPod Shuffle, but I was able to somehow get these MP3 songs and make them work on the iPod Shuffle. You could do it off of DVDs, probably is how I did it. So you take the MP3 song, put it on a DVD, and then transfer it from the DVD onto the iPod Shuffle, because it becomes an MP4, because the iPod Shuffle is not an MP3. It becomes a different design, like the actual way that it's stored is not the same as MP3. But it was an iPod Shuffle, because she had the very long and thin iPod that would hold like 1,000 songs, but it wasn't an iPod Touch, but it was a bigger version of the iPod Shuffle, or it was a more complex version of the iPod Shuffle. And I had an iPod Shuffle. After our divorce, I'd come home to find that my iPod Shuffle was gone. I don't know who got it, but I had to go out and buy a new iPod Shuffle. The one I have now, I bought before 2012. It's a 2011. But now I have what's known as an iTouch, which I bought in 2017 or 18. So the Shuffle that I used when I walked around here and stuff, I no longer have. I had to go and get a new iPod Shuffle, which I used to listen to. I would, listen to it as I would jog, but not this area. I'd walk this area. The park I would jog at, because I remember, I think I would park by that park, the Mary Marvin Leonard Park, and I would jog around it 4 times. And I would have I guess it was the Shuffle going, the iPod Shuffle at the time, the new one. It was before I left to Maine, which I didn't want to do. I was trying to prevent people from allowing me to go. My mom wanted me to be there. She said, there's a theater up there, they'll help you, you'll be able to do your own work. And it never happened that way. I was able to act as an actor, but I wanted to be a playwright. I wanted them to accept my work as a playwright. And that would be worth staying for, but I wanted to be the playwright in residence. And they already had one named Bobby Keniston, who happens to write a book called My Gay Life. And they have him as I guess you would call it the playwright. That's Bobby's theater, Center Theater. This is where we lived. Sarah and I both lived here. 6401 Plaza Parkway. Right there. And one time, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, someone knocked on the door, or 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe midnight or something. And I said, who was it? I said, who is it? Is what I said. Who is it? And they said, me. And so I called the police. The police showed up and they said, well, you did the right thing. Just call the police next time someone knocks on your door and says they're me. I was like, who's me? So I picked up the phone and called the police. And they came in, like 2 officers came in and they interviewed us. And I said, well, I was sitting on the couch. Someone knocked on the door. I went to the door, but I didn't look through the peephole because it was too late and it just kind of freaked me out. I said, who is it? And the person said, me. And so I picked the phone up immediately and called the police. Sarah was, sitting there. And we don't know to this day. Now, I have a theory. It was me that time traveled back in time to knock on the door, to interrupt something, or to tell me something. I put it in Escape from Maine. I did put that in Escape from Maine. It would be odd, and I like odd movies, but there will be a moment where it'll be out of time, and Jonah will be sitting next to this Sicilian lady, or half Sicilian, half Irish, and he'd be in an apartment, and you'd hear, and it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll show the clock, and I'll walk over and I'll say, who is it? And you hear the voice, me. Then you see me pick up the phone and dial 911, and you see me on the phone. Someone knocked on my door and said they were me. I don't know who this is. They said me. They didn't say my name. They didn't give a name. They said the word me. Now, there are people out there named me. As in, me. Your name is me? As in what? M-E? M-I-E? M-I-E-Y? What? We couldn't figure it out. The theory is, many theories, is that they thought we were maybe the people that lived there before. And they were coming back from a long trip. And they were basically saying, I had come back. It's me. But they didn't say that. When we asked, or when I asked, who was it? They simply just said the word me. M-E. And it's a big part of Escape from Maine. Because Maine is spelled M-A-I-N-E. But its initials, or the state initials, or whatever you call it, is M-E. As in M-E. That guy just cut right in front of me. He's impatient, he's legalistic, and he's looking to get something in a Ford truck. Or whatever that is. Chevrolet with a Ford thing on the back of it. Probably lost his Ford truck. All right, we're headed to the next one. We just picked up one at Flower Child. It's 3.8 miles. It's 7 minutes away. 7 minutes away, it's 6:20 on the arrival. We're dealing with this right here and trying to get over. So, once again, it's 3.6 miles away. We'll be there in 7 minutes. 6:20 on the arrival. As in 6:20 p.m. post-meridium. Got it? Okay. Now listen, there's been times throughout the vlog that I have not been completely clear with all the geniuses. Okay? All the people that need everything literal. All the robots. Okay? And I don't care. I don't care. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Some like David Lynch and some don't. And that's fine with me. When I watch David Lynch, I get it. I don't have to call David Lynch up and go, what the F did you mean about Mulholland Drive? I just like it. And I don't have to explain why I like it. Because it does something for people. He's a radical. He makes weird noises, and I like it. That's why David Lynch is David Lynch. For this sake. If you get some of it, that's fine. I hope you get all of it. For the English majors, find another major. Find another major. Go out there and be a theater major. But if you're an English major, find another major unless you like to read English all the time. Sorry. We're going to go pick this up at Flower Child. All right, we are on our way to Flower Child. You're looking at the most powerful entity in the entire globe, as in the entire world, as they say. Some say I like cake, some say I love cake, some say it's a piece of cake, and some say it's a piece of pie. But that is the most powerful entity in the world. The United States, the United States Postal Service. That's what it means right there. That's the power of our globe, of our nation, is in that right there. Because it delivers a message. Anyone can sit there and write a message of Christ and mail it to another person. They can write a message of the Bible, put it in the mail, and send it to their house or their apartment or their upstairs attic unit, wherever they're living. They can receive that message and it could change their lives. They can do that through the Postal Service or Facebook or YouTube. That is the Fort Worth Locomotive Facility. It's where they make train parts. They launch out the trains. They may do other stuff to it as well, but it's where they facilitate the trains. Does it really matter what they do, though? To some it does. They'll write it down in their little journal as they watch the show. We're taking notes, Cole. Well, it's a facility for locomotive. They help the locomotives do what they need to do on the train tracks, okay? Look at this right here. My goodness. Yeah, my goodness is not the half of it. Now we'll go through here. We're going to take a right on University. We'll go down University, get to University Park Square, where Flower Child Restaurant is located. Okay? I know I go as quick as a snap. quick as Jack. Jumping over the Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. Jack and his candlestick, quick. Jumping over the flame, very quick. Now we're going under the Scary Bridge. This bridge is known to be haunted. I don't know. But I dated a girl in high school named Jennifer Quarles, and she gave a man McDonald's right here. And the guy had blue eyes and looked up at her and said, "God bless you." And she thought it was Jesus. And it was an old guy that was dying, and they gave him McDonald's. She was in high school. She's Catholic. She does concept art or clay model art, or it's basically, let me turn this way. It's basically art. It's with a bird on it. She puts a bird on it. She'll paint a bird on her clay stuff, and she sells it off of Etsy or something similar. She sells it on a website. She's kind of critical of me. Her name is Jennifer Quarles, as in to quarrel. She's critical of me. So, blah. You know, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like go, okay, well, you know, I'm sorry, I'm me. You know, I'm sorry about that. Sorry, didn't mean to be someone else. Sorry about that. Not Catholic. Don't want to be. I don't like the priests. They creep me out. I don't like the Pope. It's scary. The Catholic Church is freaky. Don't need to be a part of it. Now, if you want to call me freaky, that's part of the Catholic Church's problem. You know, you need everything to be orderly and symmetrical. Well, you know what? It's not going to work out that way. It's not going to work out that way for you, lady. Your artwork is all asymmetrical from this point on. Sorry, I had to control you and direct you. This is Flower Child. Some of it is asymmetrical. I've seen some of it. I've seen some of her artwork. And we've got someone from California. It's right next to Apple. Apple's right down. I applied to there, right there. That's Apple. And that's Flower Child. And they are from California. And what's cool about Flower Child is you can order from the kiosk. They may have removed it. Let's see. Yeah, they removed it. It was right here. Linda and I did a vlog on it. They removed it. But anyway, they used to could do it during COVID, I guess.
Thank you.
Do you need a sign?
No.
Okay.
Here you go. It's down in 10 minutes.
All right. This is kind of what they look like. It's got all this kind of artwork. I'm gonna show you the bathroom though. The bathroom. Well, this one isn't as cool as the other one. But anyway, that one's actually the cool one. It's pretty cool. We'll get a photo outside. All right. Right next to William. Sonoma, California. What's your name? Your name? Your name is what? Sadie. Okay. Where's your manager?
Thank you. Right back there. Let me go get it.
Okay. This is the pita bread.
I need a fork and
that
a
right there.
knife, please. Thank you. No, thank you. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna. This is the bathroom I was talking about. Don't give them the card twice. If they ring it up once, then that's all they get. You give them the card one time. I've been in this situation before. So if they add extra, don't give them the card again. If they're gonna put money back on the card, that's fine, but don't let them charge twice. That can be a problem. If that's the case, send everything through the receipts through live support. Both receipts if you have them. She's like, what's your name? She wanted to ring it up twice. If she rings it up twice, that's the worst thing. So you don't want them to do that. Because when they delete an order, it can take like a while before it deletes. So just ring it up once. You get one shot on the swipe. They're from Colorado. Right there. All right, I'm trying to tell you how tricky things get. So there was an extra charge for pita bread. So I had to get in touch with the live chat support. The manager, who I got in touch with first, tried to delete the order and then reprocess it. Don't do that. She was going to put the other amount back onto the card. That's fine, but don't reprocess the amount. I got in trouble with Buffalo Wild Wings for doing that. It was during the Alec Baldwin monologue about Alec Baldwin and when he was in trouble, before they dropped his charges. It was in that segment of the vlog, which shows Buffalo Wild Wings. Got in trouble for that. Not for the Alec Baldwin thing, but for them processing it twice. Do not have them process it twice. So let's say if they take the card from you and they're gonna put money back onto the card for the extra pita bread, fine. But don't have them delete the order and then reprocess it. Don't have them do that. They don't understand that. They do understand if they're gonna put money back on to it. I've done that before and you can show both receipts, but don't have them do both. That is the Trinity River, right next to TCU, which is, we're down the road by the zoo, right by TCU. All right, so we're going to drop this off. This is the Flower Child. It's 8.4 miles, 22 minutes. It'll be, the arrival time will be estimated at 7:17 p.m. as in the post meridian. That is the arrival time. 8.3. It's kind of what Jennifer probably looked like a little bit. Nah, she didn't look that way. She was more dorky, but she was still pretty. And I still had to suffer the wrath of losing her. But everybody has to go through those kinds of things. I liked her mostly because she had an artistic mind. So she thought like an artist and she behaved like an artist and she laughed and giggled a lot. And she used to squeeze my arm like this. And that meant I love you forever. So that's kind of what went on. But we were young and puppy love, and my dad didn't approve because he gave her a pearl ring. What kind of engagement ring? My dad was a jeweler. You know, here's your pearl ring for engagement. You know, puppy love. Like I was going to go out and work for Merrill Lynch, or if I was going to go out and work for, I don't know, Chase Bank and get her own ring at that moment.